Welcome back, my friends. My name is Eric. This is Rome, and we're back with a Cargo Cult review. This is the first one I'm doing in the new format. This is for the RSI Zeus, the Clipper, the CL. It's a good-looking ship. It holds a grand total of 128 cargo in 2 rows of 8. However you want to do that, right? So 32 on each side with 4s on top. Then you get 1 more row that you can go a single wide here. Then you can get 4 more here, 2 by 2, and 2 by 2 on the other side too. Might be 3 by 2. I don't remember, but they're hidden back there. I got a couple back there anyway. So it is tight. As you can see, the roof is very close. So loading and unloading this is great for the 8s, but when you got to get stuff up there, you got to get it just right or it bumps and it screws up. This door is also a little bit tight. So I've given this on my rating a 4 out of 5 for total cargo. Ease of cargo, I've gone for 3. Slightly tight door, really low roof. It uses every little bit of room it's got, but it takes every little bit of room. Now, that means that if you want to do, you've got 128, but you only have 64 that you can get 8s. If you're going to do a medium cargo mission, you're going to need at least 2 trips. And so I've given it 1 point for that. Load efficiency. Now this is again kind of how many 8s I can fit in based on the overall, and it's not great. It's not great. So like I say, 128 total cargo, but where's my little cargo efficiency there? But I only gave it a 50% because I can only get 64 of that in 8s out of the 128. So half. So it ranks fairly low there. I've given it a grand total of 3 for well, 50%. Maybe that should be lower for what that is. I don't know, out of 5. It does have a tractor beam on the back here. I don't use it, but it is up there. It's kind of, you can see the little slot there that it slides out of right there if you would like. Ease of parking. Range is actually not bad. I mean, it's got 1.8 SCU of quantum capacity, but I've been running quite a while without refills. Still, compared to the others, everything 1.8 is kind of the minimum of all the medium freighters. And I've got 5.2 in the Drake Corsair and 4.1 in the Constellation. So I think we have to give this one a 1 out of 3 on range. Ease of parking and handling. I'm going to give it a 5 on both. It drives really well. It's really nice. These wings fold up. It is wide. It's actually one of the wider ships we're looking at a 34.3. In fact, it's aside from the Crusader, which I haven't looked at yet, it is the widest, but those wingtips fold up when you land, so it actually lands much narrower. Pitch yaw roll 3131 105. So fine. It's at the lower end, but it's not really that big a deal. It does have a backward boost of 210, so when you want to come in and hit the brakes, it's actually really good. The only thing I'm going to be testing in these medium freighters that has more is the C1 Spirit, which has 212, but otherwise the Corsair has 205, Constellation has 205, the Freelancer has 205, and the Argo Raft has 150. So it handles really nicely. Bugs and polish, I drove this and didn't have any problems, and I thought I was going to give it a 3, and then all of a sudden I've run into the issue where it starts playing with all your settings while you're jumping, and so it hasn't stopped me in the middle of a jump, but it's made me figure out what the hell's going on before I could jump a few times. So I'm going to give it a 2 out of 3 on that. Otherwise, the interior looks really well. So that's that. We're going to get back to Green Glade, and we'll see what vehicles we can fit in to finish off the rest. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to unload this thing, and then we'll see for our bonus points in a couple minutes. All right, I figure we may as well give you a tour on the way out. This is the cockpit. It is lovely. We've got some components. We've got a fire extinguisher. We have a lovely little gun rack you can close up. It'll hold a heavy, 3 rifles, 3 pistols, and maybe some magazines. I'm not really sure 100% what goes down there, as well as some more storage. We have our docking ring right here to get out. We've got more suit We've got suit lockers here, not more. 1 for each of the crew members. We've got some more components. This is your engineering section, and that is where your relay is going to be. Another fire extinguisher. That is your ladder out. Editing Eric from the future here. That ladder, which I actually liked a lot, stopped working immediately after filming this episode and hasn't worked since. You can't manually open or close it from inside or outside. The only way you can open it is use the open exterior button on the dash when you're in the cargo seat, and then it does not work as a ladder. It opens up, you can drop out of it and use it as a quick escape, but you can't climb back up the ladder to get in it. So extra bug. Is it important? Potentially, because if you load 124 SCU into the cargo bay, that blocks your path in. You can't actually get in. So what you have to do is leave a little bit of it sitting outside, squeeze along the side, and then pull it in after you to get in. And then obviously you have to move it out to get back out. You can't. I guess you could drop through the hole, go around, open the rear door, and then pull it out that way. But you can't get in the door. You can't get in the cargo bay if it is completely full. So that is potentially an issue. I'm putting this video out. Hi, Buddha. Oh, the blur is getting him. What you doing? What you doing, buddy? He fades in and out as the AI tries to figure out what's a backdrop and what's a puppy dog. Huh. Anyway, it could be an issue because, like I said, you get the 124 in. Oh, no, I already said that. What I was going to say, sorry, I got distracted by puppy dogs. Now he's got to figure out what toy he wants. Tennis ball it is. And off he goes. He's been playing in the garden. 4.0.2 should be dropping any second. I don't think it's dropped yet as I'm recording this. Hold on, let me verify that. And this problem may go away. I haven't seen anything for it yet. It is. 4.0.2 is here, so it might go away. So by the time you see this, it might be fixed. In fact, I'm going to hit update right now. So we're going to see. I was trying to have this out by beforehand. They started pushing that a little faster than I expected. Anyway, just something to be aware of. And that backdoor became much more difficult. I won't say it's the back door's fault. It is a little bit, because stuff ends up right up against the edge of that back door. So you might think the back door is a little bit harder to load. I did get 124 SCU in it the other day, and it took longer than it's worth. So it's easy to get 100 in, 108 in. Getting the 124 is a little bit more fiddly and takes a little bit more time and effort. So doable, and you can get a little bit extra in, but not easily if the ladder doesn't work, because you can't fill up that side that's not cargo grade, because normally that's walk space except for the 2x2 section. They're kind of over the rear fender, essentially over the fender well, but the rest of it's normally walkway. But you can't do that if the ladder doesn't work, because there's no way to get in or out easily with that. So just something to keep in mind. But the ladder might be fixed by this point. Fingers crossed, because that makes life a little bit easier. And I did use the tractor beam on the back quite a bit recently just to make sure it's okay, and it's fine. It works good. It's really good for unloading. If you're not trying to load directly into the cargo, you're just trying to get stuff out really quick. And then if you got a second person there to carefully place stuff onto the cargo grid to get stuff done, it works really well. And it's not too bad for loading either, but I find the turrets are a little too floaty and they've got too much inertia kicking. It's just easier for me to do it by hand. But anyway, those are my notes from the future. Then we go down here. We've got our kitchen. Lovely little kitchen. Got a nice little table there with a window and everything. You got a refrigerator. Really, really nice little kitchen. And your sleeping quarters are in here. 3 more lockers. These are external storage. Bathroom. And 3 bunks and a storage, right? Got a bookshelf up there. Whatever you need to do. I think if it were me, maybe I'd put a bunk up. Well, no, I was going to say maybe you could make a desk on the bottom. No, I guess that's fine. Right, and then this is our cargo, right? Again, we've got more components. You've got another rifle rack out here. Again, 3 rifles, 3 pistols, and 3 magazines or whatever. You do have a little bit of storage here. It is too, I think it's too long and too high. And it is the same over here. It's in this little blue section right there. Otherwise, we have another row right here, 1 wide, so we can get essentially 2, 4, 5 across. Right, so that's that. So you can get 2 8s or 2 32s. Really get 2 32s in here, and then a row of 2s, and then a couple rows of 4s up top with some little hidden stuff out over the wheel wells, so to speak, right? So I'm going to go ahead and unload this, and then we're going to pull out some vehicles, and we'll see what will actually fit. I don't know. We're going to find out. Okay, we used to have a Nursa here. It has disappeared. It just disappeared. It was right there. I parked it right there. It was right here. It was here when the ship was there. The ship came up, the ship went down. It was still there. It's gone now. What the hell? Where did it go? I'm not on crack, right? It's not on the other side. This is the second time I've had a Nursa that I've parked off to the side disappear after getting the ship. But regardless, I don't believe the Nurse would fit. This barely fits. This barely fits. I'll give it a go here, but I think this is our victory right here. I got the Tumbrel TR in, no problem. Actually, it barely fits, but it goes in nice and smooth with those big tires, but it just barely squeezes by. Obviously, put your hover bike, hover car of choice in. They're going to fit no matter what. This one can go in and actually spin around in there, so you can drive up and turn around. Not an issue at all. And the rock, I was worried a little bit about the mining arm maybe hitting on the way up, but it has just enough room that, again, it gets in and out without any problems. So I'm going to say, let me pull up my spreadsheet here. I'm going to say for bonus vehicle garage, I'm going to give that a 2. I will verify if the Ursa or Nursa does in fact fit. I will come back and let you know. But right now I'm going to say a 2 for vehicle garage. I'm going to say non-grid storage. Well, all right, if you get 4 here, then you can get 4 here, probably 2, maybe even 3 here. Like if you don't care about using this door, let's see. So let's see, that is 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. You could probably get 18 more in here of 1s and 2s. I think that's pretty good for this size. Again, you're not getting out. I mean, you're not coming through here to do that, right? But it has another entrance, right? You can walk in through the ladder and then come around, open this, and pull stuff back out. So I would say you could get probably 18 in here. So I'm going to go ahead. 18, that's quite a bit for this. I'm going to say I only gave it a total of 2 points. Okay, so it's not what the Constellation can do, right, for its size. But I think that's pretty good. I mean, if you get another 20 in here, that takes it up to 148. That's pretty good. That's essentially double what a Drake could have. Now, you have to be particular to do it. I mean, that's double what the Drake has on its cargo grid. I'm going to give it the 2 points. I think that's fine. I think 20-something is pretty significant, really. And multi-roll. You know what? You can use this to mine. You can use this to bunker bust. I don't know that it's going to be much for fighting, but maybe if you had the crew, if you had the second person, you know, you're going to be able to go out. You're going to be able to do a few, you know, the lower level stuff. If you're willing to upgrade and put a bunch of money into it, maybe you get up to middle level for bounty hunting. But I'm going to say this isn't going to be your dogfighting thing. It can do a little bit of it if this is your daily driver and it's got to do everything. You can do some very low, some low, probably even some mid, depending on your skill. Maybe you go farther. My skill mid is definitely the max for this ship. So I'm gonna say 2 out of 3 on that as well. I'm going to say 2 out of 3 on that as well. It's not as good a daily driver as the Corsair is, which can do everything pretty reasonable. Is it as good a cargo ship as the Zeus is? No, but everything else, it's better. It's as good, and it is significantly better fighting. And is it significantly worse than this? No, not really. Let's say 70% of this, you know, realistically. So that gives us a total score of 35. Which, well, I mean, it's the first one we've done in this format. But unofficially, depending on what the Crusader has, the C1 Spirit might beat that. But man, this is Is it the best cargo ship I have in the bunch? No. I still think the Raft is probably better, and we'll do a full video for the Raft too. There's a previous one that's less numbery. I think probably the Raft is slightly better. I think the Crusader has a chance to be slightly better as far as my points go, but it's pretty damn good. And when you take into account the fact that it is multi-role, whereas the Raft isn't. The Raft does nothing other than cargo. Man, this is a good boat. This is a good boat. Now, the negative is it's not for sale in-game yet, right? No UEC sale, no for rent. This is a cash only. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there's a award bond that I think will take $15 off. It'll take it from $175 to $160 or something like that. Maybe it's some $25, but it's still going to be as much or more than a Freelancer Max. Is it worth it for the Freelancer Max? Well, I mean, I think the Freelancer Max probably comes out at the same score at the end of the day. I haven't tried vehicles yet for it. I haven't rated it for multi-role yet, but I'm guessing it's probably going to come out to almost the exact same final score. I haven't scored 29 both for the cargo roll out of 42, and I think they're probably going to both hit a 35 out of 50 for the multi. I haven't checked the vehicles yet. That's just seat of the pants. I think that door is at least as wide as this one, probably a little bit wider. I might fit an Ursa in there. If you like the look of the Zeus, if you like the RSI fit and finish, get it over the Freelancer. Otherwise, I think maybe the Freelancer just nudges it. As far as kind of a cargo ship that can do a few other things, well, it's up to you. My final score, 29, 35 when you take into account my multi-roll. The bonuses, the bonus points, right? It's a good boat. It's a really good boat. You won't be pissed off if you get the Zeus, okay? I can tell you that. Anyway, we'll see you next time. This has been my cargo call review of the RSI Zeus Clipper. We'll see you next time. Cheers.